Thank you, Amanda and Seth. Good morning, yo. Ngaramutse. It's both an honor and a pleasure to be leading this panel today, and I hope we are all in the mood of learning and also getting the information together. So as Seth mentioned, the topic for this panel today will be reaffirming Rwandan values, staying connected to deliver the future that we want. So this discussion will reflect on Rwanda's journey of rebuilding and also the core values that should unite and define Rwandans both home and abroad. So let's straightly dive into it, and it's my honor to welcome it's my honor to welcome the Minister of Menafet, Honorable Olivier Jean-Patrick Nduhungirehe. You're welcome on stage, sir. Second on stage, we're going to be with Mr. Philbert Haragirimana. Mr. Philbert Haragirimana, please come on stage as well. And please welcome them as they're coming on stage. Thirdly, on stage, we're going to welcome Mrs. Shiba Rujeje. Welcome her as she also comes on stage. And lastly, we have, excuse me. We also have Mrs. Philippa Chibugu. Mrs. Philippa Chibugu, you're also welcome on stage. Thank you so much, Honorable. To begin with the conversation that we're going to be having today, it's a conversation that is going to be both an opportunity of learning to the Rwandans abroad and also those watching us today. It's something that feels close to home for the most Rwandans. Allow me to thank you and acknowledge the fact that you came to speak to us today. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
To begin it, we're going to be asking the questions and also give you an opportunity to speak to the audience. But to begin it with the icebreaker, for you to say hi to the people that are here today. You can go ahead and say hi, but also tell us how the first day has been for you in Dallas. How far are you enjoying it so far? We saw you doing activities yesterday. Fill us in on that as well.
Thank you very much. Muraho. Nagira ngo ntangire mbashimira kuba mwarateguye iyi Rwanda Convention hano muri uyu mujyi wa Dallas. Nshimire community ya hano ya Dallas Fort Worth na US RCA ndetse na our embassy in Washington, ndetse na permanent mission yacu New York, kuko nayo buriya harimo abagize uruhare mu gutegura uyu munsi. Rero nagira ngo mbashimire n'ibiganiro byiza tuza kugira bigana mu kwibuka urugendo rw'imyaka 31 ishize ya uyu munsi ejo twizihije kwibohora ku nshuro 31, ariko tukaba tunareba ibihe bizaza. Niyo mpamvu turi hano ngo tuganire n'urubyiruko, tuganire na diaspora kugira ngo turebe ko twakomeza guteza imbere igihugu cyacu. Thank you very much.
Murakoze. Philbert, namwe mwafata ijambo kugira ngo musuhuze abantu hanyuma dutangire.
Muraho neza. Nkuko bababwiye, amazina yanjye ni Philbert Haragirimana. Nkaba ngewe tuza gusangira ibyerekeranye na business nkora hano muri Amerika. Mfite business ikora amataxi, nkagira na business icuruza imodoka. Ubwo rero turaza gusangira uburyo umuntu yatangira business hano, kandi izo business dukora zikaba zagirira n'akamaro aho dukomoka. Imana ibahe umugisha.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Jocelyn, and thank you to the leadership of the DFW community. As a Rwandan member of the diaspora, it's so great when you can work together with leaders who are committed to speaking truth about Rwanda. And so I'm honored to be here. I came here as a young child at 2 years old. To be on the leadership of the Rwandan diaspora means that even our children can take ownership as young Rwandans. And so really excited to have the conversation and to continue to advocate for our country, both at home and abroad.
Thank you.
Ngaramtseho. This is the most important point in my life, to be among Rwandans and Rwandans' friends and giving a message that is different from any messages that has been given here. It's a message about life and health. And before I even begin, I want to teach you 3 words. And once you think about those 3 words as we go through this, then you'll be able to follow my presentation or my thoughts about why am I here, why are you here, and what are you doing to make Rwanda great? Because without health, we cannot be here. And health is your wealth. What are you doing with your health? So the 3 words, when I say them, please repeat after me. Ikunde. That means love yourself, those of you who can't speak English, Kinyarwanda. Imenye. Isuzumishe. Let's repeat it again. Ikunde, all of us together. Ikunde, imenye, isuzumishe. Kubera iki? Kwisuzumisha kare niko kwirinda nyabyo. Can you repeat that? Kwisuzumisha kare niko kwirinda nyabyo. So I'm going to be sharing my lived experience with surviving breast cancer. And I had breast cancer in 1994 when Rwanda was going through genocide. So every time we celebrate Rwanda's coming out, I am celebrating a year. So it is so symbolic that I'm here.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Philippa. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you short, but I want you to share your own experience in large, or utubwire neza mu birambuye, and I will come back to you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Honorable Minister of Minafet, let me straightly begin with you. As we said, the topic for the day is reaffirming Rwandan values and also staying connected to deliver the future that we do want as Rwanda. And you're here to share with us or give us the overview of the political situation back in Rwanda and how people can go forward and move forward, both the people here and also back home. You're also going to be sharing with us the geopolitical situation that is happening. If we can please start with last week's peace agreement between Rwanda and DRC, which was big news, especially for the diaspora who have been deeply concerned about the ongoing crisis. So given that there have been previous agreements that were fully implemented, today we want you to give us the overview, but also assure people how safe it is, because it's not the first time that it has happened. Rwanda has tried to make peace, so we are glad that the signing happened, but how can you assure people that this time is going to see it through and push through?
Thank you for the question. Friday on 27th June was the day for the signing of his historic agreement, peace agreement between Rwanda and the DRC. And we are cautiously optimistic meaning that we are both optimistic, but there is also a bit of caution, and I will try to explain. We are optimistic because it's a comprehensive agreement which has three main parts. Actually, His Excellency the President talked about that yesterday in his press conference. There is the security aspect, the economic aspect, and the political aspect. All those are taken care of in this agreement. There is another aspect, a fourth aspect, which is more a consequence, a positive consequence of this agreement, is the humanitarian aspect. But if we take those three main aspects, the security aspects, actually it's the agreement, the peace agreement has this security concern of Rwanda at the center of the text, because we have decided to together to ensure that this movement, this FDLR, genocidal force, is neutralized once and for all, which will allow Rwanda to lift its defensive measures. So this is at the center of the agreement, and we hope that if we achieve this goal, we will greatly contribute to peace in the region. So this is the security aspect. The second aspect is the economic aspect, which is also important, and we decided to make joint investment between Rwanda and DRC with the support of the US and US companies, because this region of the Great Lakes is one of the richest in Africa, and we have decided to manage jointly the common national parks, the Virunga and the Volcanoes National Parks, natural resources in Lake Kivu. You have the methane gas, as you know, hydropower on our border, the Rusizi 3 power plant, and also the end-to-end mineral value chain, meaning from the mine to the finished product that, as you know, that is used in electronics. So this kind of positive collaboration between DRC and Rwanda would be a good incentive for permanent peace in our region, and also for prosperity of our populations and the growth of our economies. The third part, the third aspect is the political aspect. And here, it's mainly about dialogue between the government of DRC and the movement of AFC M23. Because as we have always been saying, this question of the M23 cannot be solved without a genuine dialogue that addresses the root causes of the conflict. And the root causes, we know the root causes of the conflict, this persecution, marginalization of the Rwandan, the Congolese community of Rwandan culture and Rwandan language, mainly the Congolese Tutsi, who have been persecuted since a long time by successive governments in the DRC. So now we hope that the ongoing talks that are taking place in Doha will be able to solve this situation, and we agreed in Washington to support this process. But beyond the negotiations between the FCM23 and the government, there is also the political dialogue within the DRC that will have to be carried out, but this, of course, doesn't concern Rwanda directly. And so we are optimistic because those three aspects are taken care of. But we are cautiously optimistic because we have an experience with the DRC of signing agreements without implementing them. And if we take only since the end of the Second Great War of the DRC in 1999, there was a ceasefire in Lusaka. Since 1999, there is not less than 10 agreements that were signed. But none of them was implemented by DRC. And even the movement that we are talking about, the M23, its name comes from a date of an agreement that was not implemented, the agreement of 23rd March 2009 in Goma. So we know that the DRC has not implemented previous agreements. And we know also, as we were negotiating in Washington and even in Rwanda, that there was still militarization on the ground with new weapons, with new attack drones, with the new armored vehicles, and new mercenaries. You know that we have new mercenaries on the ground now. You all remember the Romanian mercenaries that were evacuated through Kigali. Now they are Colombian mercenaries that were hired by an American company, Blackwater. So this is something that we should keep on following, but in any case, Rwanda will do its part of the deal, and we hope that the DRC will also follow through its commitment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. Just trying to follow up from what you just said, as you mentioned, there has been prior agreements that didn't come to pass, and as it just recently happened, we, as people who were not there, we just want to know, is there something that was done different this time that wasn't done prior, so that, yes, you said you're cautiously waiting for or hoping for better results, but is there something that was done differently this time so that people may hope that maybe with exactly the efforts of Rwanda and also the efforts of Congo, if it wants to put in the efforts, that maybe this deal this time is going to pass through?
You will remember last year we were engaged with the DRC in the Rwanda process under the mediation of President of Angola, João Lourenço. The concept of operations that was included in the Washington agreement comes from this Rwanda process. We had agreed on that. The expert had agreed on that on 31st of October last year, and the ministers had approved it on 25th of November. This we had agreed on. But that Rwanda process collapsed in December because of one issue, a commitment by the DRC to engage into dialogue with the M23. Now, fortunately, the DRC government has evolved. They now accepted to talk to the M23, and we have now the negotiations that are taking place in Doha, Qatar, under the mediation of Qatar. So now we are in a different setting where the issue of the M23 will be addressed. But as I said also, is that there is this economic aspect that was not in previous discussions, previous agreements. Actually, His Excellency the President said yesterday in his press conference that many people, including in Europe, including even here in the US, are criticizing the agreement, criticizing the Trump administration, but because they say that they have interest in the region, economic interest. So what? So having interest in the region, it's not a problem, provided that they are interested in helping Rwanda and DRC in achieving peace, achieving stability. We don't have any issue with that. So if we achieve peace, we achieve stability, and then we achieve also regional prosperity with a joint investment, joint venture between DRC and Rwanda, with the support of the US government and support of the US companies, that will be something important for the region.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So now, involving the Rwandan diaspora and also the youth that are in here, how can we Rwandans, especially the diaspora, better understand and counter misinformation that distorts Rwanda's position in the region? Because as we have heard from previous news, people say different things, and the region is, when you hear about it, it's like everybody is coming out for Rwanda. So as the diasporas who are not in Rwanda, who have the say and who can use their platforms, how do you think, in your own perspective, representatives, they can go ahead and counter that misinformation and communication.
Thank you. Since January, with the fall of Goma, Bukavu, and other cities and towns in North and South Kivu, there was a lot of pressure in the media, with the governments. You heard about sanctions that were taken against Rwanda, and there were also misinformation, especially from Congo, in media, social media, portraying the conflict as a mineral conflict without describing the conflict as is. This is, of course, a time when we need the diaspora to be what we always say, that the diaspora is members of the diaspora, citizens, ambassadors of Rwanda. We know that as a government and embassies, we cannot get everywhere. I think it is important for the member of the diaspora first to understand this crisis, because it can seem complicated, but to understand this crisis, and also to talk to our embassies, the embassy in Washington, but also our permanent mission in New York and others in other countries, to understand the crisis, and also the RCAs that can get information, and then we can talk or defend the position of the government in our communities, where we work, where we live. And it's really important, because the amount of misinformation from everywhere, from Congo, from Europe, US, was really intense. And we are here as government to provide whatever information you will need. This is why I'm here, and we can continue providing that information to help the diaspora, also working with the government, defending our position, because our position is the position that will bring sustainable peace in our region. We need to solve the security concerns of Rwanda, mainly from the FDLR, but also to solve once and for all this situation of the Congolese Tutsi and the Congolese Rwandophone who are persecuted on a daily basis. And then Rwanda is blamed for that. Rwanda is blamed for supporting the M23. So this situation also will have to be resolved once and for all, and we hope that the community and the diaspora will help us in that regard.
Thank you so much, Minister. I will come back to you. Reka dukomeze turi kumwe na Philbert Haragirimana nkuko yatwibwiye numwe mu banyarwanda baba ino mu mahanga ba hano muri Dallas, Texas to be exact. Akaba ari active a member of the Rwandan community, and he's a business owner nkuko yabitubwiye. Philbert, ndashaka ko uza kugira inama urubyiruko cyangwa se kubaha morale no kubigisha uburyo bashobora kugera ku byo wabashije kugeraho, ariko udatwaye umwanya munini mu magambo makeya. Watubwira ese byakoroheye ubundi igitekerezo cyo kuvuga ngo ugeraho ugeze ubu ngubu byagenze gute, usharinge nabo hanyuma nurangiza ubagira inama yuko babigenza.
Murakoze cyane. Biragoye kuvuga nyuma ya minister, ko ngende kuvuga business bakavuga politike, ariko biruzuzanya. Twebwe nk'aba business men, icyo dusaba nuko icyo tumo dusengera nuko ayo masezerano yajya mu bikorwa tukikorera business. Ya burya iyo hari amahoro business zigenda neza, kandi iyo hari intambara mubona ko ari twe bigiraho ingaruka bwa mbere, ibikorwa byacu birasenyuka n'iby'abaturage muri rusange. Reka rero ngiye ku kibazo cyawe. ntago biba byoroshye gutangira business mu gihugu nk'iki ngiki, ariko birashoboka. Inkuru nziza nuko bishoboka. Icya mbere ugomba gukora nuko ugomba kubanza ugakora inyigo. Mbese business uzanye muri community, business ugiye gukora ije gukemura ikihe kibazo. Nk'uko wari ubimbaje uti waduha ubuhamya ho gato. Nageze muri iki gihugu muri 2015 mu kwezi kwa kabiri, ariko nari nsanzwe nkizamo muri za Rwanda Day, kandi nari mfite abana biga hano nk'aba international. Ubwo rero ngeze hano byasabye ko binsaba nko gufata umwaka wose kugira ngo mbanze nige environment ndimo. Hanyuma maze gufata stability, kwinstara famille, nibwo natangiye kwitegereza ntese iyi community ndimo ni ikihe kibazo gihari nakemura ariko nanjye binteza imbere. Hakaba hariho rero abantu bakoraga business yo gufasha ama community yacu ndetse n'abandi banyamerika kuzuza amataxi yabo, ariko hano ubundi igihe cya taxi gitangira mu kwezi kwa mbere kikarangira mu kwezi kwa kane ku itariki 15. Muzabibona hano muri Amerika ahantu hose haba handitseho ko buzuza amataxi, nyuma yaho bahita bafunga bakigendera. Kandi buriya iyo wujuje amataxi harimo ibintu bibiri, harimo ko ikigo cy'imisoro kigusubiza amafaranga niba hari ayo bagusubiza, cyangwa se kikakira aho wishyuye niba hari ayo wishyura. Ariko nanone bakora ubugenzuzi, cyo bita audit. Rero abantu bacu bahuraga n'ikibazo ko iyo bakorerwaga audit, ikigo cy'imisoro kikuzanira impapuro nyinshi cyane ziba zinateye ubwoba, abenshi batazi no kuzisoma, bikabagora, noneho za ofisi zarafunguye. Twebwe rero twazanye agashya, kampani yanjye yitwa Arino Tax Services. Agashya kacu cyangwa se ubudasa bwacu nuko dufungura guhera mu kwezi kwa mbere kugeza mu kwezi kwa 12, kandi tukaba available on phone ku buryo udukeneye wari wese atubona ikibazo cye tukagisubiza. Ako rero kabaye agashya ku buryo abantu batangiye ari bake, ariko ubu ngubu tumaze kugira abantu benshi, ndetse dukorera muri state zose za Amerika. Ntabwo dukorera hano muri Dallas Fort Worth gusa, ahubwo dukorera muri state zose za Amerika. Ni ukuvuga ngo rero twakemuye ikibazo cyari gihari, ariko natwe twiteza imbere. Hanyuma ubwo ni ukuvuga ngo rero nk'urubyiruko ugomba kumenya ngo niba ngiye gufungura business ni ikihe kibazo nje gukemura. Icyo ni icya mbere. Ikindi cya kabiri, ni akahe gashya cyangwa se ni ubuhe budasa wowe uzanyemo niba hari abandi bakompetita bari bahari. Icya gatatu ni ukumenya ko gukora business ntago ari uguhita usimbuka ngo uhita ugera ku mafaranga uwo mwanya, bigenda bizamuka. Nk'ubu dutangira ngira ngo twatangiranye n'abantu 80, ariko ubu tugeze hafi mu 1000. Abantu 80 na fees twishyuza ntago zishobora gukavaringa cost zanjye z'umwaka ngo zishyure ofisi, zinyishyure n'abandi bakozi nkoresha. Ariko ntago nacitse intege, naravuze ni ubwo ngize 80 bwa mbere, ubutaha nzakuba kabiri, babijana 60, ubutaha nzakuba gatatu, gutyo. Ubwo twatangiye muri 2016, ubu turi muri 2025, murumva aho tugeze. Ikindi indi business nkora ni yitwa nayo Arino Auto Center icuruza imodoka. Ni ikintu umuntu wese yabona iyo ugeze hano muri Amerika, cyane cyane hano tuye Dallas Fort Worth, Texas muri rusange. Ntago tugira amabisi menshi, muraza kubyibonera. Nta nubwo tugira amatrene menshi, muraza no kubyibonera. Ni ukuvuga ngo umuntu wese iyo ugeze hano, ikintu cya mbere utawiguhitira kugura niki ni imodoka. Hanyuma umwana wese ugeze imyaka 15 hano muri Amerika, ugomba gukora uko ushoboye niba uri umubyeyi we ukamugurira iki imodoka. Nutayimugurira ubu uzajya ujya kumutwara buri munsi umujyana ku ishuri, kandi ntabwo uzabishobora. Imodoka kandi tugura zihura na accident, kuko turirukanka cyane hano, ama-accident hano bari menshi. Ubwo rero iyo bakoze accident ushobora nzika kwishyura, uba ukeneye kuri iki indi modoka. Hano muri Amerika rero cyangwa hano Texas, imodoka ni nk'isuka iwacu. So ubwo rero naravuze nti iyi modoka uzicuruje hano uko byagenda kose zigomba kugurwa. Ubwo rero dufite indi company yitwa Arino Auto Center icuruza imodoka. Nk'urubyiruko rero murumva ko izo business nebyiri nuko nazitangiye. Utangirira ku modoka zitari nyinshi, ushobora gutangirira ku modoka 10 cyangwa se 5, kuko tuzigura muri cyamunara, ukazitunganya ukazigurisha. Uko ugurisha ni kugenda urangura n'izindi, kandi ku mwaka ugenda utambuka niko imodoka ucuruza zigenda ziyongera. Ngira ngo najya ku kibazo cya kabiri. Murakoze cyane.
Urakoze cyane Philbert, mwamukomera amashyi. Murakoze cyane. Nkuko wari ubivuze, urumva byose n'ukuzuzanya, politiki ikagenda neza, abantu bakiteza imbere. Ni nayo mpamvu turi hano uyu munsi kugira ngo tumenye yego se byagenda gute kugira ngo abantu biteze imbere, kandi turagushimiye ko ubashije kubahereza uburyo byawe byagenze. Murumva ko bishoboka. Abamukeneye for more information bashobora kuza kumwegera nyuma y'ino pano akababwira uko yabigenje, akagira uwo afasha muri twebwe hano. Urakoze cyane Philbert. Reka rero nge kuri Shiba. Shiba, nkuko twabivuze n'ubundi, we are here to inspire people but also give them a way or show them a way on how they can go and better themselves, but also supporting the country while doing that. So Mrs. Shiba Rugeje, she used to serve on the US Rwandan community abroad, which is a USRCA, and she's professionally involved in healthcare, and she also has an initiative called Homecoming Initiative. One of the keynote speakers spoke about it. Mrs. Shiba, please briefly go ahead and tell us about the Homecoming Initiative, and I will go ahead and ask you the last question. Let's just use the time respectfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Yes, I'm so excited that we can announce the endorsement of MINIFED. Thank you, Minister Olivier and the team from MINIFED, Sandrine. Diaspora Homecoming is going to be in summer 2026, and we invite the world to Kigali. And I think that when we talk about misinformation, and Michelle Obama is one of my icons, and she says, when they go low, we go high. Right? So that should be a mantra for Rwanda. So people can say negative things about Rwanda, but we are going to go high. And we're going to invite the world to come to Rwanda next summer in August so that we can tell our own story. Because you can only tell people so much, but when they see it for themselves. When I go to Rwanda, I was in Rwanda in March. We're launching an initiative with the Ministry of Health to help maternal health with at-risk pregnant women. And I went to Auntie Philippa, Auntie Pink as we call her, to her pink house in Kanombe. It's different from when Auntie Philippa would tell me about the pink house than when I actually went to the pink house. And I saw the work of the women. And I saw her 30 years of sacrifice as a breast cancer survivor. So that's why we need to also go to the pink house. I also saw when we met with MINIFED and we see the hard work that our RCAs are supported and are cheered on in our embassy. And so it's that collective ownership. We shouldn't let someone else tell our story. We're not observers or onlookers. We are our storytellers. We are the bridge builders for Rwanda. And so I challenge you all to learn more about homecoming. In January, when we started getting a lot of the negative press about the conflict in DRC, there was a young girl who was in a high school in Maryland. And her teacher actually told her, they were representing Rwanda, her and 2 other classmates, that your president does bad things, or he's killing people. Do you imagine a 10th grader, an American, who's being told by an American teacher? Her parents had to go to that school, and that's what we have to do. If someone talks badly about my children, I'm going to speak up for them. So as a community, that is our responsibility. We are our own ambassadors. Thank you, Ambassador Mathilde. We love you so much. And we have to also support her, whether it's through lawmakers, whether our own friends, community leaders. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what we're determined to do. We have a rapid response team that reacted from the January and throughout the several months. And we have people in Rwanda, as well as here, that are advocates for truth. Let us be able to also share that ownership. It's not just the embassy, it's not just Minifet, it's each and every one of us. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Shiba. I want to comprehend you for the good work that you do. And from the introduction, if you all heard what she said, she came in the U.S. when she was 2. I love the passion that you speak with when you're talking about Rwanda. It's actually a real, true testimony that people can be abroad and still talk about and also fight for their country. So thank you so much. Still on that, you have been a vocal advocate for brand Rwanda and have actively challenged misinformation in the digital space. How can you, or what can the diaspora better, better organize and also respond to disinformation campaigns in your own experience, and also because you have dealt with it firsthand, but if you can go ahead and share with them, because the minister also did mention about that. It's happening all over the region and also all over the globe. How can these people, how can we in the diaspora make sure that we well represent our country with the information that we have, and how can we better do that?
Everyone is not as vocal as I may be. You know, Rwandans by nature, I think we're more quiet-natured people than the Congolese, for example. So they may go out and they might speak loudly, whether it's in person or digitally. So you got to find, where is your niche? Where does it resonate best for you? When I started doing some online videos or reels, I took, let's say, an aspect of ministers when he was speaking at the Human Rights Commission. And you take part of that and relay that and share those positive, clear truths about what is going on. You shouldn't depend on just different voices online, but go to actual videos from our minister, from other representatives that will be able to speak clearly about the crisis. That's one thing that we can do. Secondly, you also have to take the fact that just 30 years ago, we were in such a dark place. And there are a lot of people who are attacking Rwanda because they are just in awe that, is this really possible, right? And so we have to tell that this is truth, this is fact. So again, bringing people home, telling them to come and invest in Rwanda, that Rwanda is ready to do business, that there is a way where you can even register your business online, and within a day or two, you're open for business. That doesn't happen in most African countries. Diaspora Homecoming, for example, we're tapping into 300 million of the African diaspora all over the world. The African American buying power is 1.7 trillion with a T. And the global buying power is $3 to $4 trillion. And so we can use that to be able to lift up the right voices if we can be able to share the information and we can connect. We are an entity. We are a block. We are a movement that needs to be respected around the world. And that is economic respect, not just socially or culturally. And those are ways that we can use, whether it's social media, whether it's talking with our community leaders, state and federal representatives, to give the truth about Rwanda.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sheba. Now headed to the last panelist that we have, Mrs. Philippa. You spoke about a little bit of your background and also what you do. And in regards of you surviving cancer. We are so glad that you did survive a cancer, and you're also an advocate for that. So you're going to be talking to us on the diaspora representability or representation. And so your journey from survivor to national advocate is incredibly powerful. I want you briefly to also go ahead and share with us what gave you the courage to transform such personal loss into a public mission, and how has that journey shaped your work in Rwanda today?
I am tempted to use the lessons I've gotten from them before I speak about myself, because this is something that we have to live in the present before we go back. I can't change what happened, but I can plan what is coming ahead. The minister talked about conversation, opening conversation openly with people who are against us. With breast cancer, you have to have a conversation. You have to break up and say, this is a disease, not a curse. The businessman talked about resilience. I am here because of resilience that comes with surviving a deadly disease. Sheba talks about going back and witnessing what is happening. You have to know the problems that are facing our country and devise or invent or renovate ways to deal with the problem. I am here not just as a survivor. I am here as a representative of what survivor leadership can do. I would like to thank our ambassador, who is a woman, by the way. I mentioned that. We need gender parity, and I give honor and praise for having a president who believes in that. Her invitation symbolizes the importance of seeing value and validating it. As lived experience, that is, having a disease or doing business and replicating it to impact the environment you are in. So, whether she knows it or not, lived experience has to be in the planning, in decision making, and in also policy making. Therefore, breast cancer survivor, ooh, that's a bomb. I guess it's endorsing me. We have to be at the table. That's why I said this is a symbolic moment in my life. And whoever has life-minded thoughts, if we are at the table, we're going to influence what decisions, what plans, what policies. And I'm so glad to announce that July 1st, the government of Rwanda covered treatment of cancer. The entire country. I am supposed to be an American, but we are going to be talking about belonging. My physical part lives in US. My heart belongs to Rwanda. So, to answer your question, because if I talked, you would stay here the night. I came to Rwanda after the cancer situation started with my sister. I lost my sister to breast cancer because she did not have services, or she did not know anything about the disease. She didn't have any conversation. She didn't have any resilience. She died. When I got mine, I lived in America. When I survived, I'm cutting short, I said, let me go and see what the status is in my country, Rwanda. 2007, zip, nothing. No oncologist, no services. Yet I met 27 women whose breasts had been cut off, in their own words. In the professional, it is mastectomy. Out of the 27 women, one of the women had had a medical error. They had cut off, please excuse me for doing that, the breast that was okay, and they had left the one that was ill. I want that to sink in you, because that's how your country was in 2007. Now, let's forget about what happened between 2007 and now. 2025, we have insurance coverage, and the icing on the cake is cancer treatment is covered by the government. As I was meeting the panelists in that room over there, listen to these guys. And these are things I pray for. These are things I dream about. There's a gentleman, and I want him to stand, please. Mr. Michael Fairbanks. In a matter of seconds, he says, do you know we are developing a cancer vaccine? No, a breast cancer vaccine, right? Breast cancer vaccine. That's not the only thing. It is being developed in Senegal, but is owned by Rwanda. People, you stand up and dance. Now, I have lived in the most powerful country in the world. So much money, people who know, who do research and whatever, so much money has been spent on research in this country. We lobby, I have gone to Congress with other women here in the US, and they've given money. But in my simple way, I see cancer as a business. They don't want to find out what is wrong. They want to keep us sick. But a tiny, little, beautiful country. You know what? I can't even talk anymore because it's beyond to know that Rwanda can be the first to find a way of solving breast cancer situation. Because breast cancer affects our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our children, everybody. And men too, if you didn't know that. So, I can go on forever, but I can't. I would like to invite all of you to become your own self-advocate. How do I become my self-advocate? Awareness. Open up. Don't think it's a curse. It is a disease. Know yourself. And by the way, when I say know yourself and talk about breast cancer, it doesn't mean only that. It means all of you, men with prostate, testicle, testicular. I'm saying it wrong, but you know what I mean. Vaginal, anal. Know yourselves. And then do something about it. So I'm using politics, business, passion. I can't leave it here. I have to give it to you because when I do, I'm giving part of me, and that's what we all need to do. And we do that because belonging. Think about it. What is belonging? What brings us here? Get to work, go home, come home. Do you know sometimes I spend a year, 2 years in Rwanda. I have a husband and children in Houston. And because my husband knows where my heart is, he says, I can't complain. If I do, she will leave me anyway. So please clap for my husband so he knows that he did. And my son, who doesn't want me to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm bearing my heart to you so that you know you have to emulate what I'm doing in different ways. And I have a list which I have given our beautiful, wonderful ambassador on ways you can go back and do some of the things you can do. Homegrown situations. So what my son has done, and I want each one of you to visit our booth. He says, Mom, 17 years, that's how long I've been doing this program. You have done grassroots management with no external money. We have managed to directly impact 45,000 Rwandans, and that includes women, men, and youth, because we go to schools, we go to the villages, we go everywhere. So he says, we are going to transform your program and make it a model for Rwanda, for Africa, for the entire world. So he used technology powered by AI. Sheba has seen some of it. Visit our booth. Do what is necessary. I'm not going to say what. Let's have this model, Minister, in Rwanda. Let's have it in all the districts. And once Rwandans are all free from this disease, including NCDs, then we can say, Africa. We have neighbors, Kenya. By the way, my organization is called Breast Cancer Initiative East Africa. So it's open. We have to all get out of our own selfish ways and we say, in the true sense of the word, let's make Rwanda great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Shiba. Yes, before I come back to Honorable Minister, we will be opening the floor soon. If you have any questions written down or if you haven't written anything, this is your chance to go write something down. I will give the floor to people who have like 5 questions. And if you have any questions for the Minister, if you have any question for Philbert, Shiba, and Philippa, you can go ahead and use this as the opportunity to go ahead and ask them the question. But almost coming to the end of this panel, Honorable Minister, with the Rwanda's Vision 2050 and NST2 layout, these are the ambitious goals that Rwanda is planning ahead. And as we have said, we are trying to remember where we came from, but also hope for a better future. So can you please go ahead and share with us the Rwanda Vision 2050 and the NST2 layout ambition goals?
Thank you. So we are organizing this Rwanda convention in the framework of the celebrations of Kwibohora 31, which was an incredible journey. And the president talked about it yesterday. So in 94, the country was devastated. And we could have rebuilt what was destroyed or repaired what was damaged. But we decided to be ambitious, to really build a country, a resilient country. And the results are here today, 31 years later. We have, there was a Kwibohora, the day of Kwibohora on 4th of July, 1994. But every day is a Kwibohora for us because after the Kwibohora of 94 against genocide, against ethnic politics, there is Kwibohora every day. Kwibohora against poverty or the transformation, socio-economic transformation of Rwanda. This is how we put in place those visions. Vision 2020, you remember, that was put in place in 2000. At that time, I think the GDP per capita was around 200. But by the time we reached the year 2020, we were more than 900. Now we are 1,000 plus. And we are the next phase of Vision 2050 with new ambitions. 2035, we want to be a middle-income country with around $4,000 per capita, and 2050 to be a high-income country with $12,000 per capita. But to achieve these goals, we need to be ambitious. We need to have a double-digit economic growth, and the diaspora plays an important role in that. Last year we reached more $502 million in remittances for the diaspora, which has been steadily increasing since 94. In 94, we had only 12 million remittances. And it increased to 65 million in 2010, to 238 million in 2020, and now we are more than 500. And almost the half of this amount comes from the US. Because last year, remittances from the US were $233 million. So this is a good progress. But of course, we need to do more. It's not about just remittances, which are, of course, are important money injected in our economy, but we need investment in priority sectors that are offered for investment. I believe we will discuss it during the panel session on investment and business opportunities. But there are priority sectors that are available, like real estate, investment in bonds, in education, technology, agriculture, and those are important sectors for our economy. And we believe that if we are organized, and the RCA in the US is organized to have those investment in our economy, organized by the diaspora, the RCAs around the country, the US, but also around the world. And we believe that for the next 10, 30 years, we will increase significantly the amount of investment from the diaspora to Rwanda, not alone the remittances. And for that, of course, everything is connected, as it was said. Stability, peace, and advocacy for the country. But also, the most important thing is to stay united as Rwandans. Because the community you see here, the community you see in many countries, is because we have decided to stay united. We have decided to mobilize Rwandans, to bring also Rwandans who are not part of the community. I think the chairperson, Yehoyada, said it very well. It's important to look after Rwandans, especially young Rwandans who are not members of communities, because they can be part of, community means you are together. You can think together. You can invest together. I think this is an important part, being united, which will allow us to play an important role in the development of the country by increasing investment in our economy. But we are really optimistic for the future because what I see here, the organization I see here in the US RCA, the organization we see in other countries, other RCAs, gives us hope that the vision that we have set for ourselves will be achieved also thanks to our diaspora that we have valued for the past years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. A round of applause for the diaspora community. You have heard, Ko, you're doing a good work. May we keep on doing the good work, not only to support ourselves, but to go ahead and represent the country as we are supposed to do. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. So I'm opening the floor to 5 questions as we are running out of time. If you have any questions, again, for whoever is here at the panel, this is your time to go ahead. And the mics will be passed on, please. Let's just be time cautious. Thank you.
There's no more battery.
Thank you so much for allowing me to ask a question. I am not from Rwanda, but I feel a sense of belonging here. So my question today is, everything that has been said, it's really inspiring. As a young African, I'm from Botswana. How can I be part of what is happening and all the initiatives that you all are doing, and even changing the face of Africa, and even the vision that Rwanda has? How can we involve other African countries so that we can bring and make Africa great? Thank you.
Do you want me to? I can maybe speak in terms of, sorry. Yeah. I can speak to that. I think that one is that we welcome all friends and all members of the African community, American community. Rwanda should be home to everyone. So as our president said, we have, yes, please. We have 31 communities, so I don't know exactly where you're located, but we have 31 communities in 22 states. And so one of the things that is very important is that we have usually 4 events per year that allow us to gather, and so we welcome you. We have a Kwibuka every April to commemorate the genocide against the Tutsi. As you're learning more about the history of Rwanda, it's really important that we bring into the fold those who can be even outside of Rwandans to tell the story to the other Botswanan community and others. So find out where the closest community is to you. What we've done in Washington, D.C., just was a homegrown initiative with some parents who started teaching children to dance Kinyarwanda, and to actually, we have language lessons. And it has blossomed from just being in someone's basement to a garage, and now where we rent a facility every week to be able to provide access to the younger generation and to other friends of Rwanda, that if you want to learn about our culture, we have an open door. So I would really encourage you to find out where the closest RCA is, and we welcome your participation. Thank you.
To be more time cautious, we are going to be taking one question at a time, and whoever is asking a question, please be direct to who you want the question to be to, or who you would like to answer your question. And because none of the panelists have where to write, you ask, then they do answer, and then we move to the next question. Is that okay? Yes, so you go ahead, the mics will be passed on, please help them, and let's just go ahead. You can go ahead and ask. Please stand up. You with the mic, thank you.
Murakoze, nitwa Serugaba Eric, nturutse muri South Dakota, ndashaka kubaza Minister ikibazo. Tubanje kubashimira kuko mwageze hano kubana natwe. Ikindi nashaka kubaza ku masezerano mwasinye, tubona ko nkatwe uko tubireba harimo imbogamizi mu gihe abantu bakoze genocide babaye integre mu ngabo za Congo. Ese ni ke cyizere nkatwe Abanyarwanda twagira mu gihe bamwe bahinduye amazina bagahindura n'ururimi bavuga, mu by'ukuri tubona hari imbogamizi. Ikindi ku masezerano Congo igirana na M23 na AFC, bavuze ko Congo yohereza abantu batari abapoliticiye, mu gihe M23 yo ifite uruhare mu kugarura amahoro, ndetse bashaka ko amahoro agaruka muri Congo. Rero ni ikihe cyizere twe twagira nk'Abanyarwanda ko ari amasezerano azacamo? Murakoze.
Urakoze Eric kuri icyo kibazo bajije. Ku kibazo cya FDLR, nibyo turabizi, hari hagaragara ubushake buke bwa guverinoma ya Congo kugira ngo babaneutralize, kubera ko byanagaragaye ko usibye no kubashyigikira ahubwo babinjije mu ngabo, basigaye bari mu ngabo. Ndetse mwanabonye ejo bundi hashize ngira ngo kwezi cyangwa amezi abiri, aho umwe mu general wa FDLR Ezekiel Gakwerere yoherejwe mu Rwanda n'abasirikare, kandi yari amaze imyaka 30 irenga hariya akorana n'ingabo za Congo. Ariko ayo makuru yose natwe tuba tuyafite, yabo ba FDLR aho bari n'amayunite barimo, ku buryo kuba barinjizwe mu ngabo ntabwo bashobora kwigira nyoni nyinshi bati abo bantu muvuga ntabwo tuzi aho bari. Usibye no kwinjizwa mu ngabo, binjijwe ahubwo no muri Wazalendo, naho barimo muri aba aya mamilisi ya Wazalendo. Uko byagenda kose twasinye amasezerano, mu Cyongereza ni bavuga neutralization of FDLR. Ariko tuvuga neutralization of FDLR nta nubwo ari no guhita umuntu akoresha ingufu, ni ukubanza gusensibiliza abifuza gutaha nk'uko benshi batashye, kuko kuva 94 benshi baratashye banyura muri ya centre ya Mutobo basubizwa mu buzima busanzwe. Abahamwa abagize icyo bakora bafite responsabilité muri genocide bakaburanishwa, ariko abandi batagize uruhare cyane cyane aba batoya bahavutse nyuma ya jenoside binjijwe muri FDLR, abo ngabo bakajya mu buzima busanzwe. Ibyo ngibyo twabiganiriye n'abahuza, nabo barabizi. Ni ukuzareba rero yuko guverinoma ya Congo ifite ubushake bwo ku neutraliza aba FDLR, ariko aya masezerano azashyirwa mu bikorwa rwose ejo bundi bizahita bigaragara niba babufite cyangwa batabufite. Hanyuma ikibazo cya kabiri kijyanye na M23 n'aya masezerano ahari, ikibazo cyari ku byerekeye, bamusubize mikoro gato. Icyo twiyemeje i Washington ni uko tuzashyigikira ibiganiro biriho i Doha hagati y'umutwe wa FC23 na guverinoma ya Congo. Icyo wari wabajije kijyanye n'ubushake bwa guverinoma ya Congo, kuko ubwa mbere bari bohereje abantu batafite ubushobozi bwo kwengeginga government ya Congo. Actually banohereje just note takers, abantu bafata amanote badashobora kwengeginga government, ariko nyuma barabikosoye gato bohereza abantu bafite ububasha bwo kuvugira guverinoma. Ariko nyuma y'amasezerano ya Washington, noneho umuhuza Qatar yiyemeje kubyongeraho ingufu, ku buryo noneho guverinoma ya Congo muri mushyikirano izaba ihagarariwe n'umuministre ushobora kwengeginga the government, na guverinoma nako na M23 nayo igahagarirwa n'umuyobozi wayo. Tukaba twizera ko izi ngufu zizashyirwamo na Qatar na Amerika na African Union bizatuma noneho ikibazo cya M23 kiba addressed. Twebwe rero icyo tuzakora ni ugushyigikira ibyo biganiro no gushyigikira ko byatanga umusaruro.
Kubera ko umwanya uri kugenda udusiga, reka twakire ikibazo kimwe cya nyuma kandi tugerageze kwihutisha kugira ngo dukoreshe umwanya neza. Murakoze.
Thank you for your time. I got a question for the minister real quick. Recently, the Wall Street Journal reported that American AI-driven mining exploration firm backed by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos is highly invested.
I'm sorry, maybe it's because, can you please slow down for us to be able to get the question?
Sure, I got you.
Thank you.
All right, so the Wall Street Journal recently reported that an American AI-driven company, mining exploration firm backed by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, is highly invested in the peace treaty. Also, one more is Nathan Trotter, Trinity Metals, signed a letter of intent. My question really goes to the financial part of the economic part of the treaty, which is how does that really benefit the youth? So these U.S. companies are coming to Rwanda for processing. How much more of how much of the profit could we share, and how does that grow over time? But more importantly, these infrastructures they're bringing to Rwanda for processing these minerals, how do they employ youth? One. Two, how do we make sure it's a fair partnership? Thank you.
Thank you. In the Washington Peace Agreement, there is indeed a chapter on regional economic integration framework, which will deal with the economic aspect of this agreement. So there are different parts of under this chapter. There is a bilateral integration. Those are those projects that I was talking about, the joint investment between Rwanda and DRC. There is also the regional integration. We have discussed on how to integrate our efforts into the existing regional economic communities, especially the East African community, the CEPGL, the ICGL, all those communities. And we mentioned that we'll do that in partnership with the US government and US companies. This is a rich region, the Great Lakes region of Africa. There are plenty of minerals. You know that there's this narrative that we don't have minerals, but there are plenty of minerals on both sides of the border. And now with a different approach of working together on a value chain is important, because that will bring that transparency and formalization of this sector, which had a negative, I would say, a negative impression or negative narrative in the media, but yet this is an important sector for our economies. But the fact that we will sign agreements with the United States doesn't mean that it will be exclusive for any country. We are a country that is partnering with many countries, many companies of different countries that are allowed to come to invest in our country. So there are infrastructures that are being discussed as we speak, like the Rusizi 3 project. It's a hydropower project. The United States is involved. The European Union is involved, even the United Kingdom. So this kind of infrastructure that are important. But there is something that is equally important that we will have to address. Because for any investment in this region, we need to be sure that the governance follows. There is a problem, still a problem of infrastructure, of lack of governance in Eastern DRC and in Congo, as a matter of fact. So, with the political dialogue that I was talking about, these issues of governance, fight against corruption, so that we can focus on building critical infrastructures that could help the economic aspect of this agreement, this should be addressed. Otherwise, we can sign any agreement that we want. If we don't fix the fundamentals of governance, especially in Congo, in Eastern DRC, we won't reach anywhere. Actually, this agreement, this economic agreement, is yet to be signed, because we mention it in the Washington Peace Agreement, but there will be discussions are still going on between all parties, DRC, Rwanda, and the US. And we believe that in coming weeks, this agreement will be ready and to be signed at the White House. Thank you.
Thank you. Allow me, you can go ahead. Allow me to thank you all for being able to participate and also give us a few time of your time today. Thank you so much for learning. I really hope it was a learning opportunity for you all. And the convention is still ongoing. We talked about going and getting to know people. So you can go ahead if you still have more questions. You can go ahead and link with anybody on this panel right after the convention, and you get more responses to yourself. Allow me to also thank you, panelists. Thank you so much, Mrs. Philippa, for coming. Thank you so much, Shiba, for coming. Thank you, Mr. Phil Bell. And lastly, thank you, Honorable Minister, for coming. Thank you all. I will pass it on again to the MCs, Amanda and Seth.